Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. So welcome to today's video where I'm going to introduce to you a new indie brand. It is not new, but for me it is new, and that is Rotten Beauty. Now I realized that this brand exists because of course when I'm doing my research for my new makeup releases videos, this pops up, you know? So I also spoke about the release that we are going to talk about today in my new makeup releases, and when that launched, I bought it. Okay, there was a whole collection and I unfortunately only bought the palette. Right now I wish I would have at least gotten myself also the loose glitters, because there were also loose glitter pods in that collection, but I got myself the palette. So this is the Adventure Awaits palette from Rotten Beauty. Now Rotten Beauty is based in the US. It's an indie brand obviously, and this is how the palette looks, and I thought this is such a cool palette. Of course some stronger colors, some softer colors, and just overall kind of really cool and interesting, you know? So I just knew that this is the time that I'm going to try this brand. Plus it's a very small brand. I think as of right now when I'm filming this, they have around, I think, like 700 followers on Instagram, plus minus, and that is so cool because this is where my heart is, and I think more people should just feature the small brands and just give them a platform, because these people are so creative and they're working so hard, and I love this, you know? So this is what it looks like, and again there was a whole collection that came out together with this palette. All right, sweeties, what are we gonna do today? Of course we're going to have the review. Okay, so I'm going to create this look here on camera. I did 3 other looks that you're going to see in pictures right afterwards, and of course also the swatches of the palette at the end. We're going to meet here again for the review part. Beyond that, of course, I'm going to talk to you about something that relates to another video that you saw just the other day. So you will find out when you see me apply the makeup. Beyond that, of course, if you just found me, I'm Leorah. I'm a makeup artist and stylist living for colorful makeup and colorful styling. So if that is something that you've always been craving for, and if you are into indie brands and you just need a channel that still features them, then welcome. Welcome, you're welcome to join. I would love to have you here. Beyond that, of course, check out my social media, which is also linked down in the description box. And without further ado, let's just go right into the video. Okay, sweeties, here we are, and we're doing a look, and I want this to be dark because this is how I feel. I don't know, this is how it's going to be. Okay, so I want to use this green here. This looks like it is not 100% a matte. This looks like it could be a satin. That might be a problem for me. We shall see, because sometimes I get really insecure about using satins in my crease. But in any case, let's just do it, because what's the worst thing that can happen, right? It's makeup. All right, so sweeties, let's just go in. I want this to be a dark green look, and I want this to be I hope it's going to calm me down a bit, because today when I'm filming this, this is the morning, this is the morning after my video went live, where I am talking about the situation of my brother and his wife in the Ukraine. And I don't know, this video is going to go up at least a week later, so I don't know what the situation then will be. You know, I should start working, but in any case, that is of course not, like, I cannot know what that is going to be like then in like a week or plus. But right now they're still safe, and they're so on my heart, sweeties. And basically what I wanted to talk to you about today is how I filmed the video. I mean, obviously I was sitting here and I filmed the video. I hope you did see it, and maybe I also linked it in the cards at some point here in this video. But in any case, it was so hard for me to film this video, because I have never really sat here to talk about politics and just the vocabulary, you know, forget all the emotions and everything that are in it when you speak about a family member or family members being in war and in, like, you know, situations that are potentially super dangerous, or just struggling or whatever. It is not easy, right? But then also, of course, I have a beauty channel, and I'm sitting here and doing makeup, and I'm very comfortable talking about that topic. But talking about humanitarian aid and about like politics and about whatever, you know, it was just so strange for me, and I was so nervous about it. Also, of course, because of the fact that once you ask for donations, people potentially get angry at you, possible, right? But that was just really, really strange for me to talk about a topic that I'm just not very good at. Now, I'm very interested in politics. I'm following it very, very much so. And I am not someone who wants to be quiet or who doesn't want to do anything or whatever. So that's why I made the decision that I am going to, you know, talk about this topic, but doesn't mean that it was like super easy. Okay, when I look at the video now, I have never had so many jump cuts in my life. It's like, I was sitting here, sweeties, when I was filming this video, I was sitting here, I was sweating blood. I know it doesn't show so much in the video when you watch it, and I hope you did. But I was sweating blood, I promise you. It was so strange, and so, I don't know, because also I feel like, okay, so if I'm doing makeup and the makeup doesn't turn out well, like, whatever, right? It doesn't have any life-changing consequences. Let me go into this shade right here, into the yellow, and use this to this is spectacular. Okay, so let's just try to place this here on top and maybe get a different shade out of this. Let's see. This is going to be probably very, very I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, but in any case, I wanted it to be dark, so it's going to be dark, right? Alright, so it was just really, really nerve-wracking, absolutely nerve-wracking. And of course, there were also all these details that I had written down about my brother's work, and I had to look down on my concept, and usually I don't have a concept. Like maximum I have like a tiny little post-it note when I'm talking about certain facts about a brand or something like this, or when I'm comparing certain brands and I cannot remember both details of both brands, you know, things like this. But I never have a real concept lying in front of me, but this time I did, and that is also something that I just really can't, because I'm always talking free, and I always feel also that this is how I am the best, you know. It sounds so bad, but it kind of feels like this is what I'm doing, and I also like, I feel like I'm getting in the zone at some point, and then I just don't even think so much about filming anymore, because it just comes naturally. But yeah, so I was there with the concept, and I'm like, how do I film this? How do I cut out that I am looking down at the concept and things like this? So I don't know, maybe you don't even understand why this is such a big deal for me. I don't either 100%, because like, why would it be so bad that I'm looking down, right? It is just, the perfectionism is a killer, you know, just saying. But of course, again, also this whole thing that the emotional involvement and all of that is, of course, like super big, and then that can, of course, also really influence you. And I made the decision to film that video, and I was kind of I was kind of giving birth to it in a way for 2 days. And I was also praying a lot, because I knew that I would not get through this video without help, you know, without like divine intervention. The thing is that, you know, I never want to sit here and be like the crybaby YouTuber, because I felt like it. I really did, you know. I know this is not, I'm thinking in my head, apology video of some kind of YouTuber. You connect the dots, okay? This is what I was thinking in my head. To make people like feel sorry for you or something, and then so they forgive you in their case, or in my case, so they donate to your brother. I'm not gonna do that, you know, but I felt like it. I felt like I want to just like crawl into a corner and not do anything. Honestly, this is kind of really cool. It is very murky, but I think that is just what it's going to be, you know? I just need to think what else I'm going to do with this look now, because I can't leave it like this. Okay, let's just put a little bit more yellow on top and just see what it does. And this yellow, by the way, is really cool. It is very pigmented. So you don't see that right now because it's a mess right now, but it is a very cool shade. So But so I didn't want to be the crybaby YouTuber without makeup on and like being a mess in front of the camera. I don't want that. I feel like I deserve better. You know, I deserve better, and I am better than that. And I hope if I would ever, God forbid, have to film an apology for something, that I would just as well also sit here in front of the camera and have my makeup on and be all put together, because why would I try to manipulate people by being in a hoodie? I actually by now own a hoodie. I own one. Yeah. Just saying. So sweeties, that is what it is. So backstory, that was the case. Okay, I was super nervous about it. I prayed about it a lot, and it was a very stressful day. And of course, in any case, this whole time right now is super stressful emotionally. I cannot even begin to tell you, and but it's at the same time I always feel guilty also, because I feel like, why am I not there? Why can I not help with my hands, you know? Because I can work in the stables. I love to be in stables. I am a farm girl in my heart, you know? I think I'm gonna go into the dark blue right now, and I'm just gonna put it somewhere, because is this a dark blue, or is this, you know what, this is a dark purple. It's like a bluish purple. Is it? I think so. So I'm just gonna put it here, and I don't know, maybe also in the inner corner. I'm just playing around, seriously. Also, I have basically not been sleeping for the last 2 weeks, so I am a huge big mess, but what can I do? You know, it is just really crazy life right now. Yeah. So I was filming this, and I sat down here and I was like, God, please help me, please help me, please help me. And in between the separate clips that I filmed, that I of course then put together within the editing software, I was like, help me, help me, help me. This is like, I felt like a baby, you know, I really did. So I am glad that I actually got some feedback of you where you said that you really liked the video. So that is really good, because seriously I was sweating blood. And also to edit the whole thing then, of course, first of all because of all the jump cuts, and because all of my bloopers, and because also that is of course something you don't see when you're watching that video, that in the middle of a sentence I sometimes had to stop and to breathe and to calm myself down, because sometimes my emotions run really high, especially like when I'm talking about Putin and things like this, you know. I feel like I wanted to like blow my head off, you know, because stuff makes me really angry, and everybody always feels like, oh, Leorah is so sweet, she cannot possibly be angry. Don't be fooled. So in any case, that is just, you know, I don't want to be nasty or anything, but I absolutely can be, you know. So that is why I want to be professional. I want to do this well, and I also want to potentially get people to help my brother who are not already liking me, you know, because you guys who are regularly watching me, you like me already, hopefully. Hopefully. But you know, it is just that I also had to of course think about like people who may be stumbling across that video because they are looking for a way to support the people in Ukraine. So in any case, what am I doing with this look? I think I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to use a different brush. I want to use a packing brush, and then I want to pack this dark purple shade on a little bit tighter, maybe. Just like pushing it like this. And then I think I'm going to use that green shade in the middle, this green shimmery shade. I've used that in one of the other looks that I've done already, but I want to still use it. And I'm just going to go right ahead like this, and I'm just going to put it right here. This is actually pretty cool. You know, but in any case, it is just also like emotionally when you think about it. Like, for example, my brother told me the other day, they have a old grandmother, basically. She's, I think, 80 plus, and she is living with them, not only now, but like a long time already. And she, when this whole war broke out, she said, no problem, I survived the Second World War and I know how it is. I'm a child of war, basically. No problem, we'll handle this, you know. And then after a couple of days, my brother told us that she was sobbing and sobbing and she was so upset. And of course she's upset, but nobody really expected that so much from her. And then she said, listen, I cannot deal with this. You know, back then in the Second World War, we knew that our enemies are coming and they are attacking us. But now these are supposed to be our friends. These are partially our relatives. You know, these two people, the Russians and the Ukrainians, they're like cousins. You know, so how can something so evil happen? Well, it can happen when someone like Putin is being allowed to run free, you know? So I wish I just had powers, you know? I wish I had powers. I would try to solve it all and make it all good for everybody, but of course I can't. So now I'm sitting here and I'm doing makeup and it kind of feels so stupid, you know? But then again, I also told myself then at some point while I was like, why am I doing makeup while people are in war and they're fleeing and whatever? But then I also told myself, Leorah, it doesn't help anyone in the Ukraine if I don't do makeup, right? If I shut down my life now, it doesn't help anyone. So I don't know. In any case, that is basically what it was. But the cool thing was that it was actually my son's idea to premiere the video. Apparently I'm going back to the video. So my son had the idea to premiere it, and that was so nice actually. I hadn't even thought about that, but of course it also meant that I kind of had to be there in the comments, because then of course there is this column of like live commenting going on. And the thing was, I had been working for like 20 hours before this video went live. I had not been sleeping the night before either, really. I had like 3 hours or something, and I was dead tired. I was so tired, but I was like, okay, so I'm going to just sit there also and be in the comments because my sweeties deserve that. Okay, so in any case, big deal. I was sitting in front of the computer. It's not like I was working hard, but even while the video went live and I was there and I was watching it or rewatching it, I was sweating. I was in a bad shape. Okay, but in any case, I was so glad about the response, that the immediate response that I got in the comments, that you guys were so supportive and so nice and sweet. And I also already know that a couple of you have donated, whoever can, you know. I'm not saying like everybody has to, because also those people who cannot, it doesn't make you less worthless. It's not like that, you know, because people contribute in different ways. So sometimes it is not money, sometimes it is other things, you know, sometimes it's prayer, sometimes it is, I don't know, maybe you're taking in refugees, I don't know, you know. So it is, of course, like, you know, we're all doing our part, and to a certain extent I'm doing makeup for a good cause, you know. I don't know. So that is what it is. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I think I'm going to do a kind of a glitter liner or something, just to like lighten up the look a little bit. But I think overall this is going to be really cool and dark and intense, and yeah, like the times, our times of today, dark and intense, you know. So we kind of need to have some glitter and long lashes. Okay, so in just a second you're of course going to see the swatches of the palette and my other looks that I've done with the palette, and afterwards we're going to meet here for the review part, so stay tuned. my lovelies, here we are, of course, with the finished look and the finished styling, and I am actually super happy how this look turned out. As you know, when you saw me, how I applied my makeup in the beginning, I really didn't have a plan, you know? It was a very short night, and as you know, yesterday, this video, my Ukraine video went live, and I'm actually planning to do an update at some point, so I'm already, like, my mind is already spinning on, like, what else can I do? And it's like, I'm not really resting ever, even if I'm sleeping. The few hours that I'm sleeping, I'm like, my mind is spinning. Do you know, like, do you feel sometimes like that too, that you never really turn off? So this is how I feel right now. So I really sat down here. I was like, okay, today I'm going to film, and what am I going to do? So I just did something, and I only knew that I wanted to have a darker look, and this is how it turned out, and I'm actually super happy about it. Okay, so let us just zoom you in, and then I'm going to also, of course, tell you how I finished the look. So this is how it turned out. I did an ombre liner, applying a bit of a lighter purple at the inner half, and then of course a darker purple on the outer half. Then I do have a dark blue on my lower waterline, and of course the shadows that I'm going to show you, I will show you. So in any case, so this is how it looks. Oh, and I should also tell you that I actually off camera later on, I did apply this greenish shimmer here in the middle, also spraying it with my setting spray, okay? Because of course on video I only applied it like this, the way it was, and it actually super benefited from using it with a setting spray and applying it a bit wet, you know? So that is definitely a recommendation that I can give you, because it just shines more, it sparkles more. And I know that that's the fact with most shades when you put them on, at least shimmery shades. I usually don't do it though, but this time it just felt like maybe I'll try, and I'm actually really happy that I did. All right, sweetie, so let's talk facts about the palette. Wait, do I have to zoom you out more? No, it's okay. Yeah, okay. So this is of course how the palette looks, and it comes in a sleeve that looks exactly like the palette, and you do have the ingredients on the back, both on the sleeve and also on the palette. Then you do have cardboard packaging, you do have shade names, you do have a nice size mirror, and of course you do have 12 shades. All right, sweeties, I would like to know where the name comes from, Rotten Beauty. I mean, I think there must be some kind of idea behind it, that you call your brand Rotten Beauty. So I don't know if the owner watches this. Maybe you can leave a comment for all of us, because that is really interesting. It's not a critique, I'm just interested in finding out what this is all about. Okay, so this is how the palette looks. I think the whole concept of adventure awaits is really nice. I think it is just something is coming, something good is coming, and don't we all wish for something good to come, you know, something new, something exciting, like this whole idea behind it. I think to come out with a collection that has that theme is really beautiful. And also execution wise, I have to say this is a beautiful palette, because yes, you do have those dark shades, you do have lighter options, you can even go quite neutral when you think about these two shades, for example, or just like really rosy tones, you know. You can go super soft with this palette, and also like super boom, you know. So that is what it is. Now formula wise, I have to say we have here, as far as I can judge this, we do have mattes, we do have two satins, which I think is this one and this one, and the mattes are this, and this. And then we do have shimmers, which is this one, and then I do think we have two duochromes, which is this one and this one. Now this one has a bit of a stronger shift, this one has a bit of like a green to goldish kind of a shift. Maybe you could also see it in the swatches, I hope so. And this one is of course also a very soft shade, but it feels like it has a bit of a shift towards a super light blue, which is almost a white, but I don't know. So you judge for yourself, but this is how it looks. All right, so sweeties, performance wise, I was super impressed, especially by the mattes. I have to say that these mattes were really spectacular. Super buildable, super blendable, super soft, but not in the way of being super kick-uppy in the pan, but super soft to work with, like really creamy and amazing. So I really enjoyed this. Now for me personally, I do not need satins in a palette. I can handle it. It's not killing me really, but I don't need satins in a palette. I enjoy good mattes any day way more than satins. But I also know that people who are maybe older than I am, who have more textured lids, are really, really living for satins and a palette. And when it comes to that, I have to say that these are really, really nice. All right, so beyond that, the only thing really I have to say is that there was some staining with, of course, this shade here. Maybe also this one, not 100% sure, but definitely with this one. But I personally don't mind. I just need to mention it because it is a fact about the palette. Beyond that, I did not have any problems. I did try this palette on different eyeshadow primers. Today I used Natasha Denona. Previously I have used the one from Be Perfect Cosmetics and also the one from ABH, maybe even also the one from Sigma. So I tried it on all of those and it is all fine. There was no problem with any of them. There was no creasing, no fading, no anything. So this formula really, really rocks, I have to say. You know, so I'm so glad that I got to try this, that I pulled the trigger on this brand, and in a good way, and that I got to show you this, because this was a really, really nice experience, and I hope they will come out with more, and maybe you can check out this brand and find something that you like there too. All right, I also almost forgot to tell you how I finished the look. Sorry, sweeties. Okay, so I told you already I have a dark blue on my lower waterline, and then what I did was that I just put this shade here all the way around and then pushed this shade closer to the lash line and blended it all out. For the inner corner, I actually used my highlighter palette that I also am wearing here. This is from Marilia Scott Cosmetics. This is the Your Highlight is Too Bright palette, and I used this blue shade here for the inner corner, and then this one here for the cheekbone, and I think this one for the T-zone. You know, so that is what it is. I also do have a code with her in case you want to check her out. It's really, really nice. All right, sweeties, and that is how I finished the look. It was really, really easy, and I think the overall outcome is really pretty, you know. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Have you tried this brand? Are you planning on trying this brand? And is there any other brand where you say, whoa, Leorah, you should check out this brand, I've tried it and you would for sure enjoy it? Or maybe you want my opinion on something, and you know, so let's just chat about it. Beyond that, of course, don't forget to check out my description box, because you will of course find all my makeup listed there. Beyond that, also all my discount codes that I have with the different brands, ways to support my channel, and also of course all my links to my social media. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, because I would love to have you here. And beyond that, I'm going to see you here super soon for my next video, and up until then, go ahead and sparkle, and don't forget, adventure awaits.